Let's kind of bring in social media, which is another kind of topic that I know that you've written a lot about and is definitely on the front burner for a lot of distributors that we've spoken to. So what is the relationship between social media and mobile? Is this something marketers should think about when trying to reach customers?
Yes. More than 72 million Americans access social media sites or blogs from their mobile devices. So it's important. There's documentation that shows that people are using smartphones to go to social sites. More than 38 million folks access a social networking site or blog via an app. Just in August alone of this last year, 38 million people. And that doesn't include mobile browsers. So the traffic is already there. Distributors, manufacturers, contractors, if you're not using some of these things, again, you're missing a big opportunity. Those who use social media on mobile tend to be more active with social media plans. The mobile users tend to be more conversational and will use their mobile devices to find information, ask questions, or browse when they have a minute or two to spare, which is what you want. You need to keep content concise and interesting. That's a real key for the mobile use, but it's a good thing to do overall. Keep it to the point. And when you post links, it's a good idea to keep your mobile users in mind and send them to a mobile-friendly content, as I mentioned before. Mobile is also a good way to encourage your customers to connect with you on social media through QR codes that take them to a Facebook or Twitter account, as well as encourage them to check in as a local-based social media continues to be popular, like Foursquare or whatever.
I mean, lots of opportunities there for sure.
The opportunities are endless.
Given what you've laid out for us today, what kind of advice then for distributors or manufacturers who are listening to this who are interested in being a little bit more strategic about how they approach getting their message out via mobile technology? What kind of advice can you provide for them?
Well, a couple things. One, from a distributor's standpoint, people who use the Internet, they find local businesses and products and distributors most of the times. Most stats say that somewhere between 60 and 85% of people, what they search for are local businesses or products online. That being the case, again, if you're a local distributor or if you're a regional player, it's very important to have the right social information up there so people can find you. One thing that every distributor should do now is go up on Google and claim their Google listing. And it's very simple to do. Go to Google, put in your company name. When you put your company name in, there'll be a map that comes up that shows where your location is. Click it and claim it as I am the owner of that. That's one. Listed on your website. Google will have some information already up there that they've got from other sources. You want to check to make sure that information is correct. Add your website. Add a couple other things that you find appropriate, because as people are looking for a product or for you via Google, it's going to take you to Google Maps. So you want to make sure that the profile information on there, one, is correct, and two, that you own it. So it's very easy to do. It'll take somebody 3 minutes to go up to Google and claim their Google listing. That's one thing. Another thing on mobile, from a strategy standpoint, is most folks have Google Analytics, have some sort of measuring on the backside. And one of the criteria for the Google Analytics is Google can tell you the inquiries that are coming into your website, whether they're coming in from a mobile browser or from a traditional browser. If you're getting no hits from mobile browsers, your sense of getting into this marketplace may be not as impelling right now as if half of your inquiries to your website are coming from mobile. Guess what they're seeing? They're not seeing much, so they can't read anything. So you need to find out what those metrics are. That's one. And then you have to have a strategy to integrate mobile into your overall marketing plan. Social, mobile, in and of themselves, are not marketing plans. I mean, they're tools and what I call this toolbox, and you need to incorporate those into what they're already doing on their flyers that they send out, on their email addresses. You should be able to have your Facebook and if you have Twitter or Facebook, have it already there on links so that how many emails does a customer service person or an inside salesperson, a distributor, send out a day communicating back and forth with customers? I mean, hundreds at least. And if you have 10 or 12 customer service people, how many times are you communicating with customers or potential customers that have the ability to link in with you guys? And one of the things that people forget to do is they forget to ask their customers, how would you prefer to be communicated with? Is it via emails? Would you prefer to have us text you, phone, Facebook? Give us your preferences. And if they say we want to do email, well, then build an email list so that you can communicate them via email. They'll get that through their smartphone. If they prefer text on certain things, again, get their cell numbers and start building a database of cell numbers for text and or phone. Find out, even from a distributor standpoint, the distributors can have a little bit of fun, especially if they have walk-up traffic or will call traffic. Have them give them little forms, a little questionnaire, and give them an incentive that you're going to be giving away, a $20 lunch or whatever every week on a random drawing for people who fill this stuff out and send it back to you. What a great way to build a database of users with their user preferences as how they want to be contacted. So those would be ways that everybody should be using social and mobile in their overall marketing programs.
Is there a truth to it, though, that before you jump necessarily into focusing on mobile and social as a tool, that there might be some, marketing? You might want to get the rest of, your online house in order if your website isn't necessarily optimized with the right information that customers are looking for and that sort of a thing. I mean, it seems to me like there might be a few steps for some companies who haven't quite made online marketing a priority in the past, that there might be a few things they might want to do before they kind of jump to these newer tools.
Good, Lindsay, it's a great point. Again, the website, for most of these folks who don't have blogs, and most of the distributors would not have a blog. So the website is their hub, if you will, of the marketing. Yeah, it has to be mobile ready. Any type of promotion that you're going to do, that you're going to use a QR code, again, it's going to have to, where you send them is going to have to be mobile ready. Start small. Don't try to do Facebook, LinkedIn, Google Plus, yada 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 yada. Do one and make one that makes sense. Again, ask your folks. If you ask your customers what's the best way, and if Facebook wins out over Twitter, then okay, then let's look at Facebook. But Facebook is like anything else. Facebook and Twitter, you have to be active on them. To have a Facebook page, and the last posting you put up was 4 weeks ago or 4 months ago, you're defeating the purpose of trying to have conversations with folks. So you have to be active on something. So if it's social is foreign to a lot of people. So as opposed to trying to jump in and do Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus, and yada 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 yada, start with one. Get that up and running. Get you comfortable with it. Start looking at results, because again, most of these social things have metrics on the back end. You can measure what you're doing. Facebook, if you can get people to start liking you, what that basically means is that if I like your page, every time that you post something on your page, I, as a person who like you, get a notification on my Facebook page. So if you communicate once a day or 4 times a week or whatever, all the people that are customers or potential customers are going to get a message from you 3 or 4 times a week. I mean, how much cheaper and better is there a way to keep your name out in front of people and not necessarily always sell, but give them industry information, give them trends, give them interesting thoughts that might help them in their workplace with links to someplace. They're coming from you. So you're starting to build up that thought leadership, but go slow. Just slow is just like when you're doing slow roast and barbecue. Do it low and slow. You want to walk before you run, and there's nothing wrong with that. The key is have a plan. Have a plan, and again, start small. But the websites are an ideal place for you to start.